Hi everyone and welcome back to Winter of Series 14 in Forza Horizon 5. This is the DList, the first seasonal championship we do in this week's festival playlist, and I'm joined with Chazzy and Wolfsong in a convoy, and we are doing it in public co-op session. Now the car requirements for this championship is D-Class, anything goes, road racing, and I was a little bit on the fence about what to choose for it because the thing is, road racing in D-Class and overall D-Class racing actually is dominated by power builds and meme cars. Go figure. Basically, the best car you probably can choose for D-Class speed and results is Datsun 510. I think that would be the best car and the biggest record holder on road tracks. And the other car that would work perfectly is Peel Trident, go figure. The problem with those is they're notoriously difficult to drive. You actually need to master them pretty well, and it takes quite a bit of time to get used to their performance. So I decided I won't go with them, but now I needed to choose something that would be fast enough to dominate the field, at least against AI, but also relatively comfortable to drive. But remember, it's a D-Class, so you really are limited in terms of PI in what parts you can put. So in the end, I stopped at this 1992 Golf Gti, and as you can see, it seems to work quite well. Not only I'm ahead of the pack, I'm also building up quite a bit of a gap. Now, this is a front-wheel drive, reasonably powerful, and it brings its own quirks with it. You see, all of the grip and power you have in front-wheel drives is obviously put down on the road with front wheels, but they are also the same wheels that you need to use to turn. So in higher classes you can compensate this dual work with more downforce in front or different settings on differentials and on the springs, on basically everything, where you put more oversteer into inherently native understeer or front wheel drive, and that results in many absolutely wonderful builds in B class. In particular, some of my favorite cars are all front wheel drive. Here, however, again, you are very limited in terms of how many and which upgrades you can put and what can be configurable. So when driving this Golf, if you choose to do so with this tune, you may notice it is extremely understeery when you are on power. Basically, if you have full throttle on, the car barely turns. But the moment you release the throttle or start braking, depending on how sharp or big the corner is, it suddenly starts turning, and it can be a little bit unsettling, and you may need to be a little bit careful approaching steeper corners, to make sure you actually make it through rather than end up in the wall. But otherwise, it's absolutely wonderful. It's very easy to drive otherwise. Just remember to brake or lift off to make the turn. That's the only problem with this car. Otherwise, it's really fast, and as you can see, I have no problem beating both the AI and the team. We are now getting close to the finish of the race here in Arc of Mouleger, and yeah, that worked reasonably well for us. Almost everybody is ahead of all of the AIs, and here we are bringing the first win home with a little bit of a drift in a front wheel drive car. Funny, eh? Right, we're gonna just look at the scores now. Yeah, easy win, and move on to the second race, which, as far as I remember, is also a circuit rather than a sprint, which is a bit weird. Yeah, let's what is it? Emerald. Yeah, I think in this championship, all three races, if you are doing it solo, all three races are going to be circuits, which in D class means you're going to spend some time racing those. It's a slowest class in the game, but Let's go, Emerald. I'm starting first again. Wow, the RNG is really kind to me today. As you can see, again, another usual thing with front wheel drive cars is they don't have an extremely fast launch, so basically everybody starts to overtake us at the start. But look at this, somebody brought the brand new to Forza Horizon 5 Ford wagon in here, which doesn't seem to hold the track too well. There doesn't seem to be any actual grip in the corners, so it's one big sliding. And Chazzy used a little bit of a mess up in the beginning to get ahead of me, so now I need to do a bit of a catch up. In the first race I had a very comfortable gap over him and everybody else, so I should be able to catch up with his I think he's driving Celica, which is a nice choice as well. Yeah, I'm getting closer, especially in the corners. See, even with the understeer of this Golf, I can get on the power earlier and actually have more grip in corners, so that is really helping. As these fast corners are very evident. You can see I got closer by a couple of meters immediately when Chazzy had to brake, because I just barely touched the brakes a little bit to stay on the line. So it looks like we'll be racing each other in that set of corners by the hotel right here. I'm on his rear bumper. We're gonna try to play it civil, avoid collisions, and the rest of the race kind of disappeared. As you can see, everybody else is far behind and AI are all behind, so it's just basically head-to-head racing with Chaz, side by side, coming out of the last corner on the straight. Better exit and more power at the start, and I am ahead in the beginning of the last lap. Now I just need to make sure I can hold this advantage. I've been faster through the whole of second lap, so and I made a mistake here. Thanks Chazzy for the boost. I lost quite a bit of speed, but unfortunately for Chaz, he had no chance to actually use it to his advantage. He was right on my bumper and there was no way he could veer right and overtake me. So instead he gave me a little bit of a speed boost on the straight, which helped recover all the lost speed. And yeah, I think that was his only chance to overtake me before the end of the race. Never say hop before you actually jumped, but there's just 2 corners left. Let's see. Yeah, nicely done on the last corner. Just a little tap on the wall, but without actual collision, and ahead by a significant margin. There was probably 1.5 seconds between us on the finish. Nice racing. Always a pleasure when there is a little bit of a competition and you come out ahead. But even if I finish second, that would be still nice. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.